Last year, I didn't make a vision board for 2025. This year, I am automating it. My total budget just to get this workflow going ranges at 4 to 5 USD, thanks to Key's high quality yet cost-efficient tool calling.
Through the link in the description, you'll have to download all the n8n and also copy the Airtable based the link in our Skool community right here. It's for free. You're going to find this in the classroom where you're going to see the links there. And once you're done, we're going to set that up.
But before that, here's why I think we should use AI to automate it.
So the problem with vision boards before is that we go onto Pinterest and look for static photos. The thing here is you can't really see yourself in these photos. You can only imagine it. And that's why I'm changing the way we are going to be doing vision boards today. So here would be picking some of the images that we'd like to use for our vision board that would typically move and you could put yourself on them. So, all right. Once you've chosen these types of images, you'd have to start with getting the API for your Google Gemini model that you'll be getting from Google AI Studio. So you have to get on here for you to be able to get your own API key after sign up. You'll be able to paste your API key onto one of the nodes in this n8n workflow. So just like that. Go to your credentials, add a new one, and paste your API key, hit save. All right. Make sure to also do that with the remaining Google Gemini nodes. I'm pointing out right here. And then pick and choose an AI model. What I've chosen was the Gemini 3 Pro Preview. I would hit save so you don't lose your work. And then go on to Key AI API to be able to get the API keys from all image and video generation tools that we will need. So that's where you're going to get your API key. Don't share it to people. And when you click on logs, this is where you're going to see all of the work you've done when you've chosen Key to generate images and videos, just like that. So everything's listed here with all of the images or videos that you have generated using Key. Then you go on to Cloudinary so that you can upload your images in image formats such as .png or .jpeg that you won't be posting on the internet. So these will be images of yourself, for example, just like that. Copy the URL and then, or you get to pick and choose which one you're going to be copying. Then you will have to go onto Airtable to paste that URL. That's one of the URLs I've pasted. We're using Airtable for this project because it's easier to organize everything and also automate using the webhook trigger. You get to see different types of columns and for different types of data in it. Go into Builder Hub, so you're able to get the access token or you to connect Airtable to n8n. So just name it whatever you want to name it. I'll just call mine. Name it for this example. Add all of the permissions here so you wouldn't have any problems with the automation. And then after you've added all of these permissions, you'll just have to go on to Access, add all resources, and add a base. I would be adding the vision board in particular. Then create the token, copy the token, and then once you've done that, go back to n8n, go onto your Airtable to create credentials. You could select and paste in the access token key. So that's me creating a credential, putting in the access token key, and then saving it. So we're going to be using that, but I'm actually going to be using the other one. This is just a demo. All you need to be doing is whatever credential you've created in whatever name, you'll have to use that for your entire n8n workflow, which then you're able to connect Airtable to it and stay connected. So I'm doing that with the other other Airtable node, and then the last one. Actually, there's another one down there, which is for error handling. So that's what I'm doing. I'm updating everything. You should be able to do that. The same thing for Google Gemini, just selecting the already existing credential, and that's it. Don't forget to hit save. All right. So you only need a few things from Airtable to kickstart the workflow. All of the columns that are empty on here would just be populated by AI. So once you execute a workflow for a test URL example, you'll have to process the whole data you're getting from Airtable and then just wait for the system to finish rendering image, video. You'll be able to see examples on here of the image that I've created. So that's kind of me eating, for example, and we're going to have to animate that with key. You're able to see the final output. My thing here is I wasn't really eating the food. I was just smiling at the camera. I was just like that. I actually wanted to eat Mediterranean food like crazy. So that's why I picked those pictures for my vision board. So, and for you to complete your vision board, you'll need to add more pictures for you to animate. And this is the part where I walk you through the entire process of how I built this thing. So I started with a webhook URL as a way to trigger the workflow to do its own thing. And obviously, you have to connect that webhook test URL to this Airtable button where you can just like press the button and then it should be able to trigger the webhook in your n8n. So that's my formula. You can take a whole screenshot for that, but I would have this available in a Skool community where you will find all the files on. Once it's done, you'll have to go back to n8n, had to close that window. All right. And so we're back and thriving. That's the webhook URL again. That's the trigger that starts a workflow. We're on to the first Airtable node that should have this filter that would be able to detect one of the records that you wanted to process from an Airtable. And then on the second Airtable node is where you're going to be getting the whole data from a record ID. Next step would be where you would be analyzing one of the images from the record ID, basically this last one here. So I would be using Google Gemini to be able to analyze both the reference image and also the subject. So that's me trying to kickstart the workflow. All right. So let me just try this one more time. And then I should be able to listen to an event, start the workflow from there. What I need to be doing here is to update the webhook URL to the actual webhook that we're using because I've had that updated a while ago. So I've hit save. It should work because this video wouldn't be made if like this thing didn't work. So, all right, having to process this one more time gives you that error if you don't execute the workflow from the start. So when you're in a test webhook URL, you're going to have to trigger execute workflow for that one node. And then this should be able to get this information from the Airtable database on the row you wanted to get data from. So that would be the last row of the database that you've seen a while ago. So we correctly gotten the information from the exact row that we wanted all of the columns from, like basically subject, image URL, or my picture. And then there was this thing, this reference image URL, which would be the picture I got from Pinterest, for example. So I would be able to process that one more time just for accuracy, although you don't need to be doing that a lot, basically. But I did that just to make sure I'm actually picking the right record, the right info, because AI would have to analyze whatever you're giving it. And that's Google Gemini Pro 3 Pro Preview. I think it was yeah, that's it. To be able to analyze First, the subject, no, that's a reference. And then the subject, basically me, it's analyzing me with this node. It should be able to do that subsequently and would have to wait for both of those images be analyzed into passed on to this merge node wherein it's going to wait for both of these nodes to finish. So we're going to be passing it on to the next one. So that's really the whole gist of using n8n. It's a step-by-step thing of actually automating one thing after another and passing it on until the last node. So that's my setup for merge. I'm not typically merging two types of information together. We're just waiting for like both of them to finish and not have to output anything significant. So I should grab the information from analyze subject and analyze reference. You already have this typically in your own n8n workflow when you download. So that's all of the stuff that I got from analyzing both the subject and the reference images. I would have to pass that on to the next node, which is the AI agent that I have. This is the prompt or user input that I put on here. Take a screenshot if you've had. And that's the whole system message where I would be able to design the behavior I expect the scene creator agent to do. So it is going to create a scene using those two image sources, basically my face and the image I got from Pinterest. All right, so it's processing, taking the time to think, taking the time to think, taking the time to think, and, well, giving us a good output. So it is formatted in a way we're going to expect a whole data spit out this way. So all of these JSON variables, basically the data you're passing on, would be structured right, and all of them in this set node field would be in green. So we have complete information from the record ID, the Airtable ID, all of the information you get from the columns. So you can pass it on to, well, key. And that's where you're going to be generating an image. So see, image generation was a success. If not, then the error handler would be activated. That's where it's going to go. We're going to have to wait for 30 seconds so that we are able to get the image it generated. And for us to be able to do that, we're going to have to wait up until we will proceed to the next node that says get image, wherein we're going to get the task that we had sent for Key to do, which was to generate the said image with my face in the Pinterest photo I picked. All right, so now that that's done, we're going to have to. All right, that's it. Yep, that's Key. That's the file I put in. The task ID. It actually got the image, which is amazing. Just to make sure that things are accurate and we're not hallucinating here, we're gonna make sure that we have the if else node work its own thing to decide if it's actually getting the image from us, and we're able to extract the URL via this code node right there. So now we're able to analyze the final image once more using Google Gemini's Smartass Pro preview. It was Gemini 3. So it's able to give us a good amount of information to pass on to the next AI agent about what this image is and how it's being described and how it should animate it, basically. But most of the information is just description of the image. So we all need to just get the text from here, from analyze final image right there. All right. So we have to pass that on to the next AI agent, which is the motion agent. It's supposed to give your image some sort of motion, have it move somehow, some sort of way. So I gave it the text from the user prompt up there. Then down here would be, okay, here's a set of instructions you have to do to be able to get the image moving. Executing that would mean it's going to output that instruction with this particular, hold on, format. I forgot to um, replace this into an actual worded string. So, anyways, that's kind of my bad. You're able to see the output of what how it's basically going to have to animate and have me moving in that said picture. So that's what the motion agent does, which is pretty cool, by the way. We're not able to do that like pre 2022, where AI was really stupid. All right, so okay, there are some moments when you don't pin the data, it repeats its own, like say, behavior from where it last, where we last have seen it work. So okay, we are going to be analyzing the same image again. That's one of the ways, or that's one of the things that you'd expect when you're testing out the workflow one by one versus when you're activating it and having it work live. So make sure you save up the workflow so you don't lose its progress in whatever you're building. That's it. That's the video prompt. The motion agent gives us a video prompt to pass on to video gen, wherein you're going to see a whole ass list of stuff, all of the details. Key will need, it only needs a video prompt basically in the image so that it's able to generate a really good video. So that's me asking if, hey, is this generation successful? It said, yes, it's successful. And so we're going to be passing this on to the next node, which is the wait node, where you have to wait before you're going to get your video. Because if you don't wait, you're going to get disappointed. You're going to F this up. So you're gonna have to wait. All of these nodes in the end, I'll describe how to extract the video URL from which Key has gotten the video back from its platform for us to extract the URL from. So once it's done, we have to format all the assets from the top, like from the prompt to the image URL to the video prompt to the video URL. So all of this will need to be passed on to your Airtable so you can save everything and organize your life. Why would you be sending it out to WhatsApp or other platforms where you're not going to be seeing all of this information organized? That's what other YouTube videos have done, and I'm not sure how they've seen success in it, passing this on to the client. Like, just imagine the client being bombarded with all these WhatsApp generations from Key, from video to images. That's messy. You're not able to like map it out in tabular format, like for real. So that's us just processing and just give us some time. And then finally it's done. Oh my gosh, took a while. So you're able to see all of the information being mapped out onto your Airtable. So we're updating the record right here. So right there, just appeared out of nowhere. That happens. So you get to see the image of basically me, of how I wanted to look like in 2026. Yeah, I look like I look like someone else. All right. I look like some sort of a, yeah. That's me talking on stage, explaining to people, whatever. So that's it. I like it. I'm going to add that onto my collection of videos and images for my vision board, basically. I like how it turned out. I'm going to be replacing that one video. Hold on. I'm going to be replacing that one video on with this one. on this Canva. Yeah, right there. So that's me. That should, be like all of me that I want to achieve. But this is just a sample vision board. You could like go wild with this and have more videos to post on here that is
And
moving
create
that you can
your
actually
live
visualize
2026 vision board.
yourself in 2026. So you could put anything on here that you like. I mean, there's no limit to whatever you want on your vision board. So that's it.
That was a lot to unpack. Again, make sure to download your files from the free Skool community.